There are three outcomes of a visa interview. One is approval, two, a denial, or three, administrative processing, or what we call an administrative review. What do you do if your visa application is refused? How do you make sure you'll be approved on the next attempt? If you have been banned by the embassy during your first interview, do you have a second chance? Hi friends, this is a continuation of my interview with a former visa officer who has issued more than 60,000 visas, and he is going to respond to all these questions and more. My name is Fred. Thank you for subscribing. This is the Fred Effect. Let's get started. So Ben, if an applicant has been denied on the first and the second attempt, on the third attempt, what would be your top tip to such applicant?
Well, they say, and I don't know where this quote comes from, but they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Okay, I don't know if that's a true definition, but I've heard that before. If you do the same thing over and over again, there's no reason to expect a different result. You're most likely going to get the exact same result, right? Because when you go in and you've been refused once, you give them your passport, and Bill opens up your case and looks and says, "Oh, Susan just refused you a month ago." Okay, I know Susan. Susan works right next to me, so I'll probably make the same decision as Susan. We have the same training, same standards. So if you go in and you don't do anything new, you're going to get the same decision that Susan made before. Now, you need to do something different. You need to have a new strategy, and what that entails is identifying what are the strong points on your application. What is on your application that actually does convincingly show that you're going to go and do what you say you're going to do in the US? You have limited time to get that information in front of the officer, right? For everyone, this is going to be different. For some people, it's going to be your academics. Super strong academics, maybe the university you've gotten into, maybe how you performed in your previous degree, your high school, maybe you won some awards, maybe you've gotten a scholarship. Strong academics. Sometimes it's going to be finances. A scholarship would also show that you've got money to go to school. If your family has finances, if you have finances, maybe it's more difficult to show it because it's spread out. It's not just in one bank account. Maybe you just got one bank account with just enough for the tuition, but you didn't show, but there's a business and there's land and there's these other things. Whatever it is, you need to figure out, okay, what can I show them that gets them out of this thinking that, oh yeah, he's already been refused, we're going to refuse him again. You need to give them some information where they think, I wonder why he was refused, because this sounds like good information. That's how you're going to get the new interview started, and you're going to get them to think, okay, maybe I need to change the decision.
I know that visa officers who refuse an applicant will not interview the applicant on a second attempt. Do the previous visa officer give a reason for denying the applicant for the next visa officer to review before interviewing the same applicant?
The visa officers are making notes. You see them typing during the interview. They're making notes. And when you go into the next visa interview, the visa officer will be able to see what the previous visa officer said in their notes. The previous visa officer doesn't tell the new visa officer what to do. Every visa officer in every visa interview is the sole authority. They are the person that makes the decision. In fact, not even their manager can tell them what decision to make on a specific case. They have what's called a consular commission. It's signed by the president. It says that you are authorized, you are empowered to make these decisions according to the regulations on behalf of the US government. And so that's what they're doing. But yes, they do take into account all the information available to them. So they're looking at the previous decision, they're looking at the previous officer's thinking, and they're considering that while they're also considering your application and what you're telling them.
So mostly F1 visa applicants, when refused, get the 214B document, which has the same reason. So if there are thousands of visa applicants who go to the embassy, when refused, they all get the same document. So on a second attempt, how would an applicant answer this question in the DS-160? Have you been refused a visa before? The answer is yes. What was the reason? Now, a 214B document is issued to everyone. How then do a specific visa applicant know the reason they were refused a visa?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And the simple answer is that you will not know. You will not know the answer, right? I know everyone would like to know the answer. They're reading those sheets. They're trying to interpret, okay, what color is it? Was it yellow or was it pink or was it green? Those are just colors of paper. What the text that's written on that paper is what you should pay attention to. And when it says 214B, that is the clause in the law. That's all that means. Is the clause in the law that says, and I'll paraphrase, that the visa officers will assume that every applicant has immigrant intent, which is the intent to misuse their visa, until they prove to the consular officer that they don't have immigrant intent. So when they use that refusal code, that's just the refusal code for anything where they think, no, I don't think so. I'm not going to issue the visa. It could be that they think, oh no, he's got a cousin in the US and I think he's going to go and live with his cousin. Okay, it could be very specific. Or it could just be, I don't know, it doesn't sound like he really can pay for this education, right? It could be any of those things. That's all going to fall underneath that 214B refusal. We, the former visa officers, we do know the reason. And how do we know? We'll talk to you about what was in the DS-160 and then what happened at the visa interview. What did you say? What did they ask? And how did you answer? When we know that, it's very easy and intuitive for us, having done 60,000 of these, to know exactly what was going through the visa officer's mind and what would have made them refuse your visa. And then we know how do we overcome it the next time. But it's hard to know what you need to prepare if you don't know, okay, what went wrong, right? Many clients will, take a lot of our information, and I'm sure you've got a lot of good information on your site. Now we're working with you, and so you can send people over to our YouTube page. There's a lot of good free information there. It's very general information. You can try to analyze your own situation, your own experience, and figure out what could have gone wrong. Or you can come to us and get the expert analysis, and we can figure out what went wrong and what you need to do the next time.
Getting an expert coaching from a former visa officer before you go for your visa interview is key if you want to have a successful visa application. I highly recommend that you schedule an appointment with experienced visa officers from Argo Visa to guide you as you prepare for your visa interview. And remember, because you have subscribed to the TFE YouTube channel, you will get a 10% off if you use the code FRED10 while scheduling the appointment. You can find the link to schedule an appointment with Argo Visa in the video description. Click on it and make sure you use the code FRED10 to get a 10% off. This is how to go about it. To book a consultation with a former visa officer, you will simply click on the link, which I'll share in the video description. I'll also put it in the comment section, so it will be pinned in the comment section. Just use this specific link in order to get the 10% discount. It will take you to this website. Now, when you come to the website, you click on book consultation. This website will open. All you need to do is to type in your first name, your last name, you type your email, you set up a password, and then click on that, and then you create an account. So when you're about to check out, you'll be asked if you have a special promotion code. Then you click here, then you type in the code FRED10. So the promotion code will be applied after you type in that, and that's it. You're all set. You get a 10% off. So if you have any specific visa related issues, all you need to do is to head to the Argo Visa website, and I'm going to share this in the video description so that it makes it easy to click. Now, because you've subscribed to the TFE YouTube channel, you're going to get 10% off when you book with the code. You get opportunity for a one-on-one mock interview preparation, and also you get opportunity for him to review your document before you go for your visa interview. So there's an amazing opportunity to get before you go for your visa interview. So moving on, my next question is going to be about administrative processing. Why are visa applicants put on administrative processing, and what should somebody being put on administrative processing expect?
Okay, so administrative processing and 221G, which you also may have heard, which is usually written on the sheet that they give you, it's the same thing, and it's not as complicated or mysterious as many people think. Administrative processing just means, and 221G, they mean the same thing, it just means that the visa officer does not issue the visa or refuse the visa at the interview. That's all it means. It just means, okay, I'm not going to issue the visa right now. I'm not going to refuse it right now. There's something else I want to do. It could be anything, right? It could be the printer isn't working, so I'm going to have to put you in 221G status until the printer is working and I can print the visa, right? It could be something as simple as that. Yeah. It's never one thing. It can be anything, right? It could be, no, your picture here isn't standard, so you need to give me a new picture, a new photograph, and so you're 221G, right? Or it could be, no, I don't believe your work history, and so I'm going to investigate a little bit, right? Or it could be something like, well, you said that you had something in your past that I need to research the regulations and see if it's actually bad or not, right? Or it could be something like, maybe you got a common name. And if you got a common name, then maybe there's somebody else with your same name who did something bad. And they've got that information and they need to see, okay, are you the same person as this other person or not, right? So there's many reasons why you could be in administrative processing. And you have to know what type of administrative processing you're in to know if there's anything you can do, right? Sometimes they'll put you in administrative processing and say, send me some more information. If that's the case, your interview is not done yet, because you're going to send more information to them that's going to affect their thinking. They're saying, I don't know, I'm not convinced. Send me your transcripts, or send me your finances from the person that's going to pay for your school, your sponsor's finances, right? Then what do? Okay, you have to think about it in the same way as the interview. Would you just say, it's my uncle, and then just send a bank account? Or would you want to explain, here's the bank account from my uncle. He's my father's brother. He's helped 3 other cousins go to school because he's been very successful. He works for the Ministry of Petroleum in our country. And he also owns 5 properties in Accra, right? And you'd want to explain everything, right? So don't ever take 221G where they're asking for more documents as just, okay, well, I'll send you the documents. No. Think of it as like, we're still in a conversation. I still need to make sure you understand everything. So usually when you're asked for more information and it's information where they're not convinced, I send a short cover letter with that, with some explanation of what that document means in the full context.
Awesome. So individuals who have been, or visa applicants who have been put on administrative processing and probably later on gotten a response that they probably submitted a fake document and now they are being banned, do they have a second chance?
When you say banned, what do you mean?
So maybe an applicant submitted a fake bank statement and was put on administrative processing. Later on, the embassy verified the statement and the financial document, and it was fake. And the individual was banned and received another document that says that you submitted a fake document, and so your visa has been refused and you have also been banned. Does such an applicant have a second chance of coming back for a visa interview, and what should they do?
No, they have no chance. They will never get a visa.
Quite unfortunate.
Don't submit fake documents.
What question do you want me to ask the former visa officer in my next interview? Just go to the comment section and type it. Like and share this video if you found it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to be part of the biggest study abroad content creation channel. I need you to be positive and know that everything will be fine. My name is Fred and this is the Fred Effect. I'll see you in another video.